Here we go. Hello, everybody. Now with music. All right, I'm gonna give this guy a test and see if he doesn't takes down this video. I actually credit him in the live, so let's see. I think adding a bit of music, and I love this music, so you know. I hate the guy because he actually took down like 7 of my videos because of using his music. I didn't know that you had to credit him. But that being said, how are you doing, Franco? How is everything?
I'm doing great. I have been suffering with metahuman clothing now that we have the new documentation. They explain a whole bunch of things that are great in paper, but when you try and execute them, they are shambles. So
they're
I'm testing
not
a lot
that
of
great.
things. I found a pretty much game-breaking bug with metahuman. Whenever you make any changes to your wardrobe assets,
Right.
the changes do not translate to pre-existing metahumans. So you have to create a new metahuman and then drag the wardrobe again.
Oh.
It doesn't update. The old, any metahuman that was already created prior to you modifying the wardrobe, if you already added that wardrobe to that metahuman and then you change it at any point in time, even saving, opening, closing, cleaning everything up, closing the engine, reopening the engine, nothing happened, nothing works. The only thing that worked was creating an entirely new metahuman and then dragging and dropping the wardrobe, and that works. Even removing the wardrobe from the old metahuman and re-adding it, like from the content browser and all that, didn't work. So the next thing I will try is finding the library where all the wardrobes are for the basic metahuman structure, and see if I can just drop the asset there, and maybe that gets updated. But it's if that's what it is right now, that's a deal breaker bug, because it forces you to recreate your metahuman every time.
And it has to do with the hiding part of the metahuman body, or is something apart from it?
That we managed to actually do. It's not updating the skinning process. I'm changing the skinning process.
All right. I get it.
It's
So
not updating.
All right.
So
Well, we know
so maybe
we know what is
change.
happening with metahumans in this particular version. It is not great. It is having a bit of issues, right? All right, let me see if I can check the messages for today. I think we can. Yeah. Studio. I don't have active public live stream. I think these might work. I'm gonna send a message. Let me know if you can see it. All right, let me type hello. Can you see it?
Yep.
Oh, that's great. Look at that. All right. Very good. I'm learning. I'm getting better, faster. All right. So, I kind of fixed the issue that we had on Tuesday that involved me not being able to produce the video from my desktop and my laptop. I had to fix it with kind of like a virus, and it's the most hateful.
What?
Yeah, it's the most hateful software out and about, and it is actually. Let me show it to you, and you will let me know what you think about it. It's these. I mean these. OBS.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I figured out what was it, and it's a silly, stupid thing, and it's Windows at its best, and it is that you normally, when you have like a video capture, you want to capture what you are seeing in your display, right? And the thing is that most capture cards or capture devices don't work in very particular resolutions, and the resolution of my display right now, it's very weird. It's not 4K. It's between 4K and 2K, right? So it is what they call like 2K plus. It's 3000 something by 1440, and because it is like that, in Windows 10 you could potentially mirror or clone your view with another display if they had the same proportions. But now Windows 11 asks them to have the same resolution, so it doesn't matter the actual proportions. It needs to be the exact same resolution or it won't actually clone it. Now the thing is that I had this machine with Windows 10 for the longest time, until I got the advice like update, nothing is gonna go wrong, and I was like, yeah, sure, let's go. And the fact of the matter is that got broken, but because I never changed the thing, it was okay. But I don't know what happened. At some point it got loose, like they uncloned themselves, the two devices, the two displays, and it was impossible for me to re-engage them. So now I need to use this silly thing, OBS, to actually capture what I see in this window, in this device, and send it to the other cable that comes out of my video card. And that is using what is called projectors. Like you simply project what you're capturing here into another output, like if it was like a monitor. Hopefully it's gonna be great. Like I actually tested with gaming and stuff. I recorded, and it does look good. It is not fuzzy, and it is not as bad when things start moving. Let's hope that this actually is an answer, because if it doesn't, then I'm completely F, because I'm not gonna find a way of actually doing that. All right, so let's actually continue with what we were trying to do last time. All right, so for that, let me do a little bit of a preface. So what we're trying to do is simple. It's creating a metahuman using the metahuman identity with footage, but that footage is not going to come from an actual iPhone. So for that matter, we could use like any other mobile device, or heck, any particular video that you can find. So let's try to achieve that. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to be jumping because we need some video, right? And we need to export it, and we need to do a couple of things to that video. So the first part of these, workflow tutorial, I don't know if I'm gonna call it like a tutorial, because it's gonna be weird. It's gonna have tons of loose ends, and it might not even produce something in the end, but let's see. So here we go. I'm opening up DaVinci Resolve. DaVinci Resolve is the first step into what we're gonna try to achieve, simply because DaVinci Resolve has this magnificent depth node that will produce like a depth out of a video, and it's really, really great, and it's easy to actually use. So let me show you what am I talking about. So here it is. This is what we're going to be trying to convert. So we have here Veronica. Veronica is the narrator for our Spanish channel that is called Cowboy News, and I'm going to use her as a guinea pig. All right. Don't worry, I have permissions to create a metahuman, in this way. If it actually comes out, so far, the actual result was not great. I'm gonna be checking out if this time we get like a better result, all right? So the first thing would be to have an RGB channel, because we're gonna need like a video with the RGB, and we're gonna need another video with the depth channel, right? So let's actually go about this one. We're gonna be putting it out as an MP4 with audio and everything. So let's actually get this one out. So let's go to render. We're going to be choosing, in this case, we can use any, like the TikTok preset is going to be great. This comes out with audio and everything. 24 FPS, FPS, and let's go. So that's it. Now, the next thing is that we need to actually open up where this thing is. So let's go open file location. Here it is. We're going to rename it, right? We're going to call it test underscore RGB. So this is what we're after. Now, the next thing that we need to do is do kind of the same, but not exactly the same, because we need to jump into the color page of DaVinci Resolve. And here we can actually apply, let's actually search for it, is depth map. And this one in its better quality actually runs a little bit slow. So you need to give it a little bit of time for it to actually work. It's magic, but once it's done, the actual depth map that you get of it is really, really amazing. So here it is. It's actually glitching out. It's like playing, but it's actually not playing. So what you need to do is hit like pause, even though you were not seeing these move. So my guess is that it's like a little bit heavy for the processor, so it runs a little bit weird. Or maybe it needs to actually run like a couple of frames to actually get the results, so you cannot jump from frame to frame. So it's a bit weird in that sense. So we're not going to be dabbling too much into these unless it goes wrong. But so far, what you're going to need is to let it, at better. And if you need later on, you can actually do a little bit of isolation if you want to remove part of the depth, or you can actually adjust like the far limit if you want to, blacken out the back or stuff like that. So you can concentrate more of the information, right, into what matters, right? So far, I have been playing with these, with huge success in terms of, not needing to move too much of these, but we may come back to this. So we need to do this same thing twice. So we need to go back here. We're going to be Control-C, Alt-V to actually paste the same color grading information on the second clip. And that should provide us with, 2 clips that have like the depth information on it. Now this one, we cannot output it like in a normal MP4 or, H.264 kind of video, because you're going to lose like the actual advantage of having like 32 beats, right? So for that, we're going to be jumping into our render, and we're going to change these. We're going to go custom export. We're going to change MP4 to EXR. And here we're going to be using the float zip, not zip1. I'm going to use zip because, yeah, you can save like a pretty penny in terms of compression. So this is, normal. And that's it. This is all we need to do. Now, in terms of where I want this, I'm going to put it exactly in the same place, and then I'm going to rearrange and put everything back together, right? So let's actually go here and add to the render queue, and let's render it out. I think everything is going to be fine. Let me see if no, I think everything is good. All right, so we're going to let this run. While this thing is running, let's actually turn on Unreal Engine, because now we're going to be kind of ready to ingest our videos for the first time. And you're going to see that later on we're going to have to adjust those, what we're going to be ingesting, simply because I don't know, we can try it as it is, but I found out that DaVinci Resolve is awful at rendering sometimes in terms of the pattern. Let me show you what I mean about this. So if you come here, you can see that this timeline has like a weird name. Oh, I didn't change the name. Maybe I should. It's the least I can do, right? So, all right, we're gonna go about this again, but let's actually change this name as we call the other one, the RGB. We're gonna call it like depth. And I think it is test underscore. Here we go. Depth. Now, what I think is going to happen is that the actual numbering of the frames is going to be really wrong, just because, this is how DaVinci Resolve do things, right? You're gonna see that it actually starts at a weird time stamp, right? So we're gonna be fixing this. but later on. So far, now what we can do is actually jump into Unreal Engine and turn it on, just like this. And we're going to ingest it through the LiveLink hub. You know, that new magical way of actually ingesting everything from videos and performances and everything into Unreal Engine. Are you turning on or no? I don't think so. What about now? All right, seems like it's trying. All right, as you can see, it actually takes a minute to render the depth. Another thing is that this depth is going to be huge in terms of size from what Unreal Engine actually used. I don't know how good that thing is going to be. The day that I made this work, I actually make everything the same sizes as what the iPhone spits out, which is tiny. The actual RGB is 720 by 1200, and the depth is really small. It's 320 by 640. So it's like a tiny, tiny video. In this case, we're going to have like 2 HD portrait, type of videos. We can test it with that and see if Unreal Engine can handle it. All right, so I think it's out. So for now, I'm not going to be closing Resolve because I may have done something wrong, and I kept on going back to this thing like time and time again. So as you can see, I have the same thing here that I did before. So we're going to be calling this one new test, maybe. So new test. That's it. And we're going to grab this whole thing plus the RGB, and we're going to move these here. So far, nothing out of the ordinary, right? We have like 2 separate renders. One is the depth, one is the RGB. And the next thing that we need to do is to ingest them to Unreal Engine. So let's do that. Let's go Windows LiveLink Hub. I think it's in Tools Hub. There we go. All right. So we're going to be checking out if I can actually input, because I didn't try it last time. Ingest the EXR, but let's see. So first we change these to the capture manager. We add a device, and it's going to be a mono video ingest, and we need to copy this new test path, and we're going to paste it here. And if we're lucky, we should have 2, but we don't, which it's okay. We can actually fix this. So for now, we're just going to be ingesting the RGB, and then we're going to be slipping in, right, the depth information. But this is great that we are going to be able to convert this. What Unreal Engine is going to do is going to grab this and convert it into a JPEG sequence. So you can add to this queue. You can actually choose if JPEG or PNG. It does the same. And I don't change anything from here. I just hit add to queue and hit start, and that should do it. Now, if you wait enough and this is ready, you're going to check out that down here in our content capture manager imports, we're going to have a new ingest here in the mono video ingest, and I don't know how I call it. I think it's test RGB. This is the one. So right here, we should have what we just created. So if we open it up, you can see that that's it. We have the first take, and we should have the second take right after it. This is great. So this is working. Now the next thing into tricking Unreal Engine into accepting these as if it was from an iPhone would be to create another one of these. So I'm going to duplicate this one, and I'm going to call this one depth. And that's it. And if I want to keep everything, good and together, no, you know what? I'm going to read out this depth from where the depth is out, like here, and see how that actually works. So I'm going to be opening what should be the depth, and I'm going to be changing these. I think I can change it here, and that's it. Now hit open. Oh, all right, let's select these, hit open. Now if we open, all right, this is what we get. So far, so good, right? Now this is not quite ready yet, and I'm going to tell you why. Let me show you what Unreal Engine considers that is a good depth, and you're going to be surprised. So let's go to the actual take ingest. So this was actually ingested from my phone, and I'm going to show you the depth of these. And right, it's weird, right? And so this actually threw me off a little bit. It was like, really? This is what Unreal Engine actually uses as a depth? Well, this thing is beneath a huge grading. It's so far off the grading that even DaVinci doesn't know what to do with that. So we need to bring on, the big tools, the big boys, and that is something kind of like a Nuke, but not Nuke. If you have Nuke, it would work exactly the same. We're going to be opening Natron, and it should be open by now. Where is it? Natron. Oh, there you go. You opening more than once? All right, let me close this one. All right. So this is it. This is Natron, right? So just in an academic fashion, I'm going to be closing the hub because we're not going to use it anymore. Let's jump into Unreal. Where is Unreal? Here it is. So let's see where this depth is. Let's open it up. Let's go here. Let's copy this path. Let's open one of these. Paste this path. I want just to show you, the weirdness of this stuff. So now let's go Natron. Here we go. Let's add one of these here. And all right, it might be trying to do it. All right, there it is. You know what? I should actually bring the whole, so I have like the movie of it. And now let's connect these there. As far as you can see, it's like fully white. But if you start, finding information, you can see down here, it says 28,000. This is 30,000. Or no, 30,000. No, this is 30, right? So this is 30 times a normal game. So it's weird. It's too big, right? And the information, you can actually see it if you actually go down a little bit on the alpha here. Here it is. So this is what Unreal Engine finds out that is useful as a depth. So yeah, it's really strange, right? So we need to actually do the other thing. So we need to come here and you know what? There is these render RGB. I'm gonna take it out of here or even delete it. We already transformed it into JPEGs, so that's it. So I'm gonna grab this new test. This is the one that we just ingested into the engine. So you can check it out that this is not even registering if you lower, the amount of exposure here, because this is not like this. This is very low in terms of gaining. So these gains comes from 0 to 1. We need to 30 it out more, right? So for that, the first thing that we're going to do is grade it. So let's actually grab these, put a grade node, and we need to actually take it somewhere along these. So we need to actually grab these. It is the gain, right? So the gain is going to be 10, and the multiply it's going to be 2. And as you can see, we actually lost everything here. So we're going to be doing the same. We're going to be graduating our viewport a little bit until something starts showing. And now we can start measuring out. So right now, the point of, her hands that are the most upfront are 13, and that is not even close. So the nose of my take is 22, and it goes higher at the distance. Yeah, it goes even to 50. So I think this is, yeah, we need to invert this thing because it goes down at a distance. So let's actually invert this before we grade. So let's go invert. That's it. So now what we had as our highest is 17. So we need to go even higher than this. So we're going to offset these by 10. And we can actually go even lower than these. So this is madness, right? Like adding tons and tons of lightness to this thing to actually make it work. So now on the wall, on the back, we have in 27. And it's kind of like this one, right? The further on my shoulder is 50. So let's do something. Let's actually go 3 here, maybe. Multiply 3. How much is that now? 36 on the wall. So I'm going to leave it like this. I'm going to test it like this and see if this is going to work, right? Now, we're going to be writing this out in the same format as this, but now we need to do a little bit of a fix here, right? What we're going to do is, let me disconnect this and delete this. We're going to convert this into test 1. I'm going to tell you why, and I'm going to create a new folder that is going to be the actual new space test. So now this is the one that Unreal Engine is reading out. It's empty, and this is the one that we're using here as a source, right? This is a little bit of a cleverness, right? So we're not rendering on top of what we're reading out because that is going to be a complete mess. So now we need to render out into this new test folder. That is what we're going to do. So we're going to type W, hit save. And we need to actually add a name. And the name I think is going to be this same. Frame. I think this is going to work. No, wait. Yeah. This is... Oh, no. This is some completely different. Sorry. It should be this. This was like an earlier test. So it should go up to here. And it should be frame, blah, 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 blah. That is good. And we should now connect these to that and these to these. And now, allegedly, we can actually render this out. Now, this is one thing that you might want to actually do. It actually set me back like a couple of days even, figuring this out. So what Unreal Engine wants out of that depth is something that does not have an alpha and just have a red channel. So you're going to change your right node into just RGB and just the R color out. And that's it. We're going to hit render. These might render really, really fast. And we are running failed. Why did it fail? Does it say why? Did it came out at least? Let me close this. Go here. It did. It's here. Allegedly. But I think it's not complete. How many? 500 items, and here 119. It failed at some point. I don't know why. Let me try to render it again. Maybe this time it's gonna finish. It failed again? All right. Let's actually test if this is gonna work. Because we might, I don't know if there is something here. Yeah, remember. We need to make sure that bit depth should be 32 float. Maybe is that the case? What about now? Oh, it actually has like an issue rendering it out. Oh, I think I know the issue. This is one of the things that Natron does exactly the same as Nuke, and I hate it. It actually changed. Yeah, we have this big issue with the numeration of these. So if we want to actually get rid of this, we can... You know what? No, I'm not gonna get rid of this. I want to make sure that these work. So I need to copy these. Yep, and paste it here as my input. And now these should work, allegedly. What if I hit L? Okay. Will you play? Kinda play. So yeah, the actual error, I will need to actually come here, select everything, shift, delete, and that's it. So now let's try it again. Now it should actually work, because it will render in the actual range here, and these actually fudge my range. Now it should work. Let's go running, and very soon, $3 hours? No, I think this thing is doing something really... It's again starting from... All right, let's try it again. Why are you starting? All right, let me get rid of this. This is my in and out. And here in the right, everything seems to be fine. Is this right? It should. It should start here and end here. Is there something else I should do here? No. Oh, yeah, I remember. No, stop. I know who is the culprit. Yep, I need to hit S and change it here in the project. Sorry about that. Yeah, once you bring something with the wrong range into your graph, then the project is going to update itself to the wrong range. So it's like, it was supposed to be rendering for days. Yeah, that's it. All right, now, one last time, let's actually render this out. And now it should actually go like really, really fast without any issues. What we can expect on this side is the same numeration, everything exactly as Unreal Engine ingested, right? Because we are like flipping, removing one render and giving it another one. But this one with a very weird exposure here on the depth. Now, once that is done, Unreal Engine is going to actually ingest it like really weird and look like completely black. But that is going to be fine. And Unreal Engine will actually make good use of it. While this is working, we need to actually do one more thing here. And that's it. That we're going to need one of these slates, right? And in fact, I think that we have one. Imports, small ingest, test RGB. Yeah, we have one of these. If we open it up, this is what we get. Now, we just get one RGB, but it does give us, I don't know how this is called. This CD. This is a captured data. Right. Yeah, whatever. And it just have the actual information for the RGB. Now we're going to be hacking this one and actually adding the depth sequence, right? The one that we just ingested here. Let me see if it's ready. Yeah, it was finished. So now let me show you how this looks. It's going to look like really, really wrong. Oh, this is the RGB. We need the depth. And if we open it up, yeah, it looks like this. It looks weird. Like it's nothing there, but there is something there. So we're going to be adding it here from this depth to this. So far we're kind of there. We just need a couple of things more. And that is the actual camera calibration. Without the camera calibration, it won't work. It simply won't work. And this one, you will actually add like a camera calibration of your own. Let's save it exactly where we have what we're working with, and that is in Capture Manager, Imports, Mono, Test RGB, and yeah, call it New Test Camera Calibration. So now it should be right here. So far, so good. We have our camera data, we have our depth, we have our RGB, and now we have our camera calibration. And this is where everything might go weird on your side, because now if you try to open up these camera calibration array elements and you create one of those, you're going to find out that it asks you for like information about the lens, right? And if you actually try to create one, this might not be here. And that is because this is an actual plugin that you need to turn on, and it might not be turned on. The actual MetaHumans, when you ingest it from footage out of an iPhone, doesn't ask these to be on. Like, it does create its own, I don't know how, but it does create it. If you want to create it by hand, you're going to need to actually create it on your own, right? So what we could do is you need to go to plugins and you need to make sure that you have, oh, there's someone here. Oh no, I thought that there was someone on the chat. No, there's no one. So you need to find lens, and you need to have this lens calibration framework to support lens distortion. This is what will allow you to have these lens file here to create one of those. So supposedly you would need 2 of those, because again, the iPhone uses like 2 different sizes of videos. But in our case, let's call this new test lens file. We're going to be using the same, but we're going to need to actually duplicate it. And I'm going to tell you why. So you need to create another one of these, and this one we're going to call RGB, and this one we're going to call depth, and this one we're going to say that is depth, and we're going to add the same new lens file. We're going to open up this one, and it might look a little bit weird, but don't you worry. The only thing that you need to actually make sure that is working is on this side. Forget about this, forget about the lens distortion and all that stuff. We just need to provide basic lens information, and that's it. Lens model, lens serial number, nothing like that. The actual dimensions, it's kind of universal. Like the iPhone 1 uses this one the same. I don't know why. But you need to make sure that you change this resolution. And I'm gonna have to actually pick on the one for the iPhone, because I can't remember which one of these 2 needs to be inverted, because remember, we're talking about portrait. So I'm going to be opening up the one that the iPhone created. All right, so you just need to change the one on top, the one on the bottom you leave as it is, right? So what we should do is actually invert this, because again, we're rendering everything in HD. This might bite us in the ass in the end because of the depth being too big for Unreal to actually know what to do about that. But these seems to be good enough. Yeah, if you actually check out the one from the iPhone, there's nothing more here in the sense of information. The actual size. Oh, you know what? The size is different. Oh, wait. I need to also change the sensor dimensions from one size to another. All right, so let's actually do that. On your house, make sure that you actually swap it, right? The actual dimensions of the sensors, and swap the actual image resolution. The one down here, you can leave it as it is. All right, so that does it. We have everything that we actually need to produce. We have the color video, we have the depth video with the weird exposure on it, we have the audio, We have a camera calibration with a lens file that we just created. We made sure that the actual size of it matches whatever portrait video that you're creating or inputting. And that's it. Let's actually try it. This is where everything might not work. But hopefully, if we have tons of look, this might work. All right, we're working on this one. So what we need now is finally, all right, so far, very not intuitive, right, Franco? It's a big thing. But you know what? All experiments start with something very convoluted. And this is the easy way of doing it. I tell you why, this might get even more difficult. So now what we need is an identity and create a metahuman identity. And the next thing is we gotta make sure that we have everything safe, because this is where everything can go south really, really fast. So this is gonna be the new test metahuman something something, and we're gonna open it up. And we're gonna be creating the components. Once this actually loads, it takes a little bit of a while. There it is. So we're gonna use it from footage. And is it test? Dang it, what is the name? City Test RGB. That's the one. So from footage, City Test RGB. And very soon, well, at least I think that this way of doing it, oh yeah, it crashed. All right, don't you worry. This way of doing it saves you having an iPhone. I don't know if you're cheap enough to actually go through this whole thing to actually create a metahuman. But let's see. We might be victorious. So why did it crash? Did I forget something? Good thing is that we can start, removing things from the capture data, and that might help. Let me try it one more time. If it crashes again, we are going to be starting to remove things. You know what? Let's actually fake it. Let's load the other one that was working. So don't force it. Let's load something that I know that works. Oh, you know what? This might not even work. This is just a depth. I think it is the other one down here. It's all right. Yeah, we're here. This is what we want. Now we can actually switch these for another one. In fact, you can actually load like any, and it will transform itself, to a mesh one or a footage one, depending on what you select here. That's the good thing. Now, if we change these to test RGB1 and crashes again, yeah, we are gonna need to actually remove the lens, because it might has something to do with the lens. Maybe we can, just to cheat, load like another lens. Now, I knew that this was going to fail somehow. So the good thing is that I spent so much time kind of, working this out and make it work, that I think that we're going to be safe. And at debugging this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this camera calibration. 9 out of 10, that is what is causing the actual issue. So what is going to happen now is it's going to create the thing, but is not going to show anything, if I'm right. If that was the actual issue, the lens. And all right, yeah, this is what I wanted. So yeah, it is the actual issue right now is on the lens information. Because so far it is loading. It doesn't show anything here because it's like erroring out, because it doesn't have the lens information. So now let's see what is happening here with this lens issue. So it's in the camera calibration. We have the RGB. We have the depth. The depth is set as a file path. We don't need anything there. stereo pairs, we don't need anything there. So I think this is good. I think the actual lens file is what is not right. So what could this be? So, just to actually know that is this, I know that you on your houses might not have one of these. I just gonna load like the one from the any of these. All of these that I just created actually work. So let's use depth for the depth. No, depth for the depth. And the RGB for the RGB. So these ones were created by the iPhone. So these are gonna be fine. They're gonna have issues with the size, and it might look a little bit funky, but we can actually fix those. What I wanna see if these actually doesn't break. Oh, we need to actually add these again. Test, new test. Now, if we save these will work or not. Will it? It's like thinking about it. So if this doesn't work, might be the size of the depth file. That is huge. It's an HD portrait. And because this is the first time that I'm testing this way, might be, the actual cause of the issue. Did it work? All right. It says here that it worked. Let me current pose. Yeah. So, but it's not loading the RGB. So there's still something wrong. But what is that? This is good. This is good. This is the one with the depth. Maybe this needs to be like a particular name. Let me just copy it from the... And again, remember that this is just us testing stuff. Let me open this one. Yeah, I'm gonna copy these names just because Unreal Engine might be weird about this. I'm doing it in the exact same order and everything, just because I don't know. Yeah, so you are gonna be depth and you are gonna be RGB. All right, so far they are the exact same. They are. Close it, save it. This is the one that is assigned here. Let's save this one. And let's switch these to the mesh and go back to the test. And hopefully, all right. So far, I don't know if it was the actual ordering here. Having depth up here and RGB down here might be that. I don't know how far hard-coded this thing is, but so far it's working. Now, if this already works, so so what might happen here is if you try to actually do this, it is not going to match because the actual sizes of the lens and the actual capture is not the same, right? So that is wrong. So what we need is to actually go back here and load up the ones that we created. And I think it's this one, and I think it's this one. Let me just recheck. Open it up. It is the 1080 by 1920. So now if we save this, will you actually like it? Nope. All right. I think I know what I'm gonna do. Maybe it needs two separate lenses for it to actually, even though you're using the same, I would assume that you won't need to have like two lenses information. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be grabbing these two and I'm gonna put them into here in my mono test RGB. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna recycle I thought that these would be a little bit more, free for us to, have our own stuff and create it. So far, it's proven that it is a little bit like an exact science. Like you need to have something that looks exactly the same as the one from the iPhone. So let's actually go back here. And what we're going to do is we're going to be adding these two, the ones that we copy from the iPhone. And what we're going to do is actually change the size, and that's it. So depth is going to be on depth, and RGB is going to be in RGB, and these we're going to be deleting because we're not going to be using it anymore. Yeah, force delete. And let's save the camera calibration. And now these should work on the identity. So let's save these, let's open up the identity. So it's going to work with the identity, but it's going to be weird. This is it. This thing, man. Someday we're going to get rid of this. All right, that's it. In fact, I'm going to save these because this is going to work. So let me show you what is going to happen if you don't have like the lens information exactly as the size of your video. If you actually want to do this, it's going to work, but it's not going to match. So this is the issue that we need to fight. The way to fix it is to go to both your lenses. Now, it used to be only one lens. Now we have two. And we need to actually input the right size of our footage here, right? And in this case, in both the RGB and the depth are the same. So this is the smallest one. So this would be 1080, and this should be 1920. Let's save these, and let's do the same on the depth. So let's go here. This should be 1080 and 1920. So if this doesn't work, the only thing that it's going to tell us is that Unreal Engine cannot work with these sizes of videos. And we're going to go and painfully, take them down to the same size that Unreal Engine actually wants. So that might be the only thing that might happen now. Well, so far. So, is this going to work, really? What if I do this? No, it's still wrong. Yeah, this is the actual size. Oh, did I add them here? I did. And this is for the RGB. So this is good. Huh. All right. Let me reload this and see what would happen. Let me load these and now load the test again. All right. It does work. Now, all right. It happened. Now, this is not the end of the fight at all. Because now we must check that our depth is there, and that is good. Because it might not even be there. And it's not. Dang it. That is not great. So what this means is that somehow Unreal Engine is not happy with the actual depth that we created from Natron. For some reason. And it might have to do with the... All right, let me do this. I'm gonna open a project that I have on my desktop, just because I have an actual grade here that actually worked, and I want to copy, how much did I do this? So it's 10, 3, and 20 offset. Let me try with that. So 10, 3, and 20. And again, I was 3 and 20 offset. Is that right? 10 gain, 3 multiply, and this is by default and in invert, and that's it. With this one, I actually like did a mask to cut the back, but it works without it also. So that was not the actual issue. And let me just check the right and see if I did everything correctly. Yep, it's just RGB, the R, and 32F, and that's it. So let's do it here. So yep, 3, 20, 10. Let's render it again. Nice thing is that now that Unreal Engine is reading out the thing from where we are rendering it out, like it refreshes it as soon as it lands there. We should actually check out these on something like, like this, with GDV, and see if these actually have information. Yeah, it does. It actually have something working here. Image size. Huh. The size is weird. All right. Let's wait for this thing to actually speed out. We could actually start working it here. Nope. Nothing. No bueno. Why? How many Unreal Engines are open? All right. So, maybe checking these. Open. I'm dubious about if this is actually working. All right, let's just to amuse ourselves. Let's actually swap this depth by the other depth that I created. Which one is the depth? All right, this one. And so does this one work? All right, let me save everything just in case. And I'm gonna test the one that did work. Where is it? All right, nope, it's not this one. Where is the one that did work? Nope. Dude, I remember that I created All right, let me keep playing with the depth and see if it finally arrives here. Oh, this thing is kind of like hang. now it doesn't want to. All right, there it is. All right, let me try this. And all right, this is the one that I fix. So these ones should be working. So let me load these instead. No. Oh my God. Why are you not changing? Capture manager, media, mono, depth, video, these. Open this up. Oh, maybe. All right. No. Let's see. All right. This is the one that did work. And just because I know that at least the first take is the same as these, it should work. Here, let me try it. And then we can actually figure out the actual depth. So let's actually load this one here on depth. There we go. Now, are you working? Nope. Dang, it is not working. Well, I told you that it was not guaranteed that this was going to work. All right. So let's actually do this. I'm going to try to redo it, but with what did work last time. And I don't know why it's not here. So somehow, is this the actual? All right, this is the one. So where did I actually create the metahumans? In metahumans, maybe? Maybe I did that. Test? Oh, yeah, it's here. All right, let's see if this one actually works. All right, so this one actually is working. All right, let me trace back my steps here and show you how this is done. All right, so the difference from what we did before and these is that these actually have the same sizes as the iPhone. So if you check the actual RGB, the actual size of it is going to be 720 by 1280, and the actual depth is really, really small. It's just these, and it's 360 by 640. And it looks awful, but it actually works. And in terms of the calibration, this is the exact same calibration that comes with the iPhone, and it's because I actually set the sizes to be the exact same size as the one that is created by the iPhone. And let me show you that these actually kind of work. So if we actually found like a good frontal with the mouse closed, like this one, and if we use this as frontal, you can see that the actual, let me show you the depth, how it looks. Oh, why did you went away? Depth? Oh, man. What just happened? Oh, now it's there? That is weird. So it's a little bit problematic, but all right. All right. So now we're gonna find another one with mouth closed, but with, you know, a little bit sideways, like this one. Let's promote this one also, which is good. And let me turn off the depth mesh. That's it. Now I'm gonna do one more, and that's it. And this. So we have 3 promoted frames. Now all we need to do is to MetaHuman identity solve, and because the actual depth should be working, it should actually go ahead and do it. So the actual creation of the depth is what is going to be like the hardest thing to do with this way, and that is simply because of the weird values that Unreal Engine is expecting that depth information. Let's actually see what happened here. So yeah, it's not that awful. So this is kind of working. This is kind of working also. And the frontal one, all right, it's not that bad. I think the nose is not quite like, but almost anything actually works. What if I actually add the teeth pose? Oh, it's actually there. No, it's not even close. So let me do it again. Right about. Yeah, these might work. Promote these. And the tracks. Oh, right there. That seems good. Let's create a MetaHuman again. So for what I've seen in today's test, the actual size of the depth might have to do with these actually working or not. Weird thing with the teeth is it's not quite working, but the rest are not that bad. So what if we create an actual MetaHuman? Will it look like? Will it work? Well, somehow this tells me that it should kind of work. And I don't know how good is going to be the actual result. Yeah, that's it. And that's it. Let's actually check out these. Kinda. What do you think? Is it kinda there?
Color and hair. That point, the eyes are pretty strong.
It's weird, right? Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's create a MetaHuman with this and see how it looks. I don't think it's gonna be great. Again, I think the actual depth is like the big thing here. So first, let's actually do a conform of the body with a template. Let's actually Ada. It's gonna be good enough to have like a small body. What?
Shows the face.
Oh, you're right. Ada. Maybe it's this? No. Oh, both are the head?
Now have.
I should have. Oh, it's alright.
It's not called Ada. It's called blah blah blah, right?
It should be like this, almost zero fat and short as a nail. That's it. Now let's go face and let's go conform. And it's gonna be this one. Conform. That is so weird.
Not even close.
What do you say?
Not even close.
No, not at all. That is so weird. Again, I was hoping that this new depth was gonna work a little bit better. But from what I've seen here, you know, it's not even liking having that new depth. You know what? It was not showing, but this one didn't show either. So maybe what I'm gonna do is actually, all right, stop it. All right, let's do this. Let's try it one more time. Let's reload here the normal depth. Oh, that one is here on new test. This one. All right. And I think this was all right. It's 1080. Oh no, these are wrong. All right. Let me put that there. This is the depth. This is the RGB. And now these are the correct sizes. Yep. And this one is also perfect. So this is good. Let's close this, save these. We have both our RGB and depth. And the lens calibration seems to be good. So let's save everything just in case. Let me try again with these. Something's wrong. Right, this one. All right, this is the one that we just did. That is good. This one. This is the one that we just did. The test calibration. This one. 1080, 1920. Oh, I know what is happening. I need to reload this thing. Let's go here. Yeah. Let's go test. All right, again, now. These should work. That's good. Let's promote a couple more. These. did it say? Oh, wait. The actual depth. Oh, it crashes. Oh my god. This is gonna be way harder than I thought. I thought because I actually made it work once, it was gonna be a little bit easier now that I know all the pitfalls. But still, you know, this thing is really, really tough. All right. So, look at that. This thing is... All right, let me recheck. This is good. This is good. The depth is in the depth. The video is in the video. Here, everything is named correctly. RGB depth. RGB slate. Depth. This is good. Let me try it once more. And around here. Frontal. Good. Just with that frontal, we should be able to actually create a metahuman. If the actual depth is there, and if Unreal Engine actually... Oh. It actually like it. So far. So even though we cannot see it, it's there. Maybe because of the size of the actual video, it is like not wanting to construct the preview that we can see here. But for these actually being, you know, if this has anything wrong with the exposure of the depth, these will crash out. It will let you know that the depth is like corrupted and it's not going to work. But in this case, it actually worked. You know what? This one is kinda exactly there. Wait. Look at the nose. The mouth. Oh my god. This actually worked. The eyes are exactly in the same place. All right, I want to try another view and then construct this metahuman. Or maybe I should rig this one just to have something and rename it. And then add another view a little bit from the side so it does have a little bit more reference. There it is. So now this metahuman should be the one that we just created. Not at all. What the frick is this? Oh, you know what? Oh. Should be this one? It should be this one. Force delete. All right. No. What the? Oh, I see. I actually did it on the... All right, let's do it here. Now that we know that it works, we can redo it. It's okay. So it's the test RGB. The metahuman that we just created is on the metahuman one here. So we're going to be creating one here. That's right. And now there is not here. What is going on? Oh, these might be, right? That's it. So again, let's go here and frontal. Dang it, it's so unreliable, this thing. Again, I think that what I'm learning from today is that having a depth being HD portrait might not be Unreal Engine fashions. Not at all. Let's go again. open these, turn off these. Let's save it. All right, let's go. The promoted frame contains less than 80% valid depth matte pixels on the region face. It says it did set that last time, but it did work. So I'm gonna ignore that. So now let's find out something around here, a little bit sideways. And oh my God. You know, if I cannot see the depth, it's gonna be hard. Here's the crash. If it doesn't allow me to see if the depth is right, it's gonna be really, really hard. I'm gonna try to visualize it this time. Dude, I did save this. So what are you talking about? I save it. You know what? I'm gonna be closing a couple of things here because I don't think we're gonna have time to do another one of these. And either to render these from the start. So let's close all these, give Unreal Engine a little bit more juice. That's it. All right. Would you work? There we go. Boop. Yeah. It's gonna crash because of that thing. All right, let me go back and see if I can actually see the depth map. No, it goes there and then it disappears. Like it's nowhere. This thing is infuriating. Let me just check this. I think I actually use this one. Yeah, this actually load the... So this is the one from which we actually produce these. Yeah, this is the new one. Yeah, I did something weird with the nose. Is this a new one? Let me test it here. All right. Did not cause an error. So now I'm gonna try these. Cool. I have two. That's good enough. I'm gonna be creating the solve. Oh, this is the one that have the teeth. Should have deleted that one. You can do it. Yeah, the other thing is doing this without, a good referential video and not like a random video like I'm doing right now. It might be a lot better. But in any case, let's go here and check out these. No, this one is not any good. Like the one that we did before was a lot better. And I think it has to do with these teeth pose. Nope, not at all. It's not good. But at least this one is working. All right, I'm using these depth. And I'm using the good lenses, the big ones. All right, so what I'm gonna do is try once more. And if in this time we don't make it, it's gonna be it. Right, so this one, all right, that is good. Let me save this. Now the one from a little bit to the side. Oh, this one's not that bad. Good, good, good. This one. Good. Save, just in case. I don't know if anything that you do is actually saved. Another one just to boot. And this is going to be the last one. All right. Will you create a good metahuman? Please. If it resembles at least a little bit, I'm going to be happy. And then go back and figure out the actual depth a little bit better. Because not being able to preview the depth, it's a huge issue. Because you don't know if it is noisy, if it has issues, if it is broken. Because when you have access to actually see it, it should look like a human. It should have like the full resemblance up to, a point, and then it's going to be like a straight line. But for the most part, it actually have like the shape of the nose, how depth, the actual eyes are, the protuberance of the mouth and everything should look exactly the same as a human. But not being able to see it is an issue. And I think, again, the big issue is the size of the actual video that I created those CXRs from. So, yeah, I think that having, render from Natron a version of the depth that is at least the size of the one that Unreal Engine uses with the iPhone might be the way to go. Like, this was not a great way because it was unstable and it doesn't allow you to check out the quality of the depth. But I think that's it. I think it kind of works. Let's see if we have a good success. It's taking longer this time. So far, the actual quality of the video is good. Have you been checking it out? Because this way with the monitoring of the OBS is a new thing, and I don't know the actual if it's good quality or not.
Oh,
sometimes when you talk, it is like cut. I don't know why. It might be.
You're super far away from the mic. I shouldn't be.
Oh, maybe it's that. Maybe it's the actual threshold of the noise gate.
It's probably Discord. Is that better?
I think that's much better.
Yeah. So you were asking if the quality of the stream is okay?
Yep.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
It looks good. Sharp.
Yep, I can read the small letters on the details panel. And all that,
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Very, very good. So this thing finished. Now let's take a gander. Yeah, it is weird, like the actual mouth, but the eyes are in a different position. What about this? The eyes, man, are weird. Oh. This one was not that amazing. All right, this is not that bad. again, not knowing how the actual depth worked, I think it did a nice job. So let's produce it and let's check it out with the other one and see if that makes any difference. I should have saved before I did this, but I didn't. Oh, it's there. Save. Right now. There we go. Right, so that metahuman should be these, if I'm not mistaken. All right, it's different. It's not the same as the other. I don't think it's great, but at least it's much better than this monstrosity. So these one were actually created from the 1080p, both the RGB and the depth. So let's actually reload this head with a conform and with this conform identity. This, will you? Is this not an identity? Oh, it's not. Oh, it's an actual template. Yeah. There we go. Nah, you know what? It's not perfect, but it's a lot better. It's much, much better.
The shape of the head is not conforming correctly, right?
Yeah, I don't know. The actual hair and stuff might be an issue. Like, yeah. I think that there are two things that need to be fixed in this workflow. One is you should not export huge files as the depth. And the second one is you need to prepare much better. You know, you're not going to be able to create a metahuman from any random video of someone. You're going to need to have them do a little bit of, frontal view, side view, have like a hairnet or be completely bald like me, so you can actually see the, check out the shape of the head and everything. Let's see.
Yeah, what I'm saying is I think the conform didn't conform the structure of the head.
Oh, you think?
In the other mesh that you had, it wasn't this huge.
Yeah, that's right.
See,
yeah, the head here is really, really small. So
it's a way different head.
What gives?
Go ahead and reset the head just to default values on the metahuman. So there should be a reset button somewhere. I can't see. Reset head proportions. It was there a second ago. So go back to whatever you had.
Transform. Here it is.
Yeah. Okay. Let's sense it. Oh God. Let's sense it back to to the dude. And instead of going, what are you using here? Are you using identity or are you using conform from template?
Oh, I can use identity, right?
You could, yeah.
All right, let me try that. So I should select this one. Yeah.
Try it. I don't know.
This is the one that spit out these tests.
Okay.
No, again, the head is weird.
The neck. It's the neck. When you apply the conform, you have ticked on adapt neck.
I did? Let me see.
Yes. So go back to the head.
Let me go transform, reset, conform. So what to do?
So it's the other option, not this one. What's the other option? Use from template, not from identity.
Template?
And then it says neck somewhere in there.
Scaling rotation, adapt neck. Should I turn that one off?
Yes. Oh, no, nothing.
No bueno.
Yeah, there's something really wrong with this one.
That is weird. Like, it actually creates
It makes
like
the
a
head bigger.
very weird head. So maybe the face is not that bad, but the actual head.
What's the first option that you have there?
Adapt neck.
Alignment options, scale, rotation, and translation. So try to change that and not use scaling, rotation, and translation.
No. Oh my God.
Jesus Christ. Humans now, huh? That's beautiful.
Look at the size of that head, dude.
Oh, I think I lost you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me? Oh yeah,
Can.
something went really wrong here. What is going on?
That's very strange. I have not had this issue before.
Well, we found a new one.
Huh.
Isn't it time
Yeah, I know, right?
to find more problems?
Why is it changing the shape of the head? That is so strange.
Yep. Yeah, this is not nearly.
Nowhere near the
these.
actual scale image, no. That's so strange. Yeah, the little to no times that it was working, I didn't have this issue. That's very strange.
Let's try to do this. Performance. Maybe if we see her act, it would look like her, I would say. So the footage is going to be the RGB. So we need to actually go test. It's going to be you. Where is it? Here it is. Up. Oh, yeah, that's right. It should be test. Right. And the identity should be these. It's recommended that the audio clock, whatever, I don't know what you mean. That's it. And now we have a control rig and we have and now we should process. Cannot be processed because the metahuman identity has not been prepared. Oh yeah, it's not prepared. You are completely right. So all right, I can actually double click it from here. That's it. So prepare for performance. It might take a while, so we can talk shit about metahumans a little bit more.
This is terrible.
I don't know, man. Like, I hope that very soon, we can actually get rid of iPhone in terms of. I never understood why Epic was so in love of producing everything with iPhones, even though they didn't have even a dev license from iPhone for a bunch of time. Like, it really beats me how they were creating, things like VCam and all that stuff in the iPhone ecosystems when they're Fortnite. Maybe it's because Epic Games is different from Unreal. Might be that. Like, actual Fortnite was removed from the ecosystem with the license of producing anything. Like, Epic Games could not produce anything for Apple for a time. I don't know if that was fixed, but why they actually choose to use, because of the frontal camera with the depth sensor, I don't think that might be like a huge thing. So, and because they actually do kind of everything with CVs, like having like a good video with a good pose should give enough information, to create everything. So yeah, that is what I think of this whole thing. The iPhone is a huge step up in terms of, creating a good metahuman. And it is awful that they are so expensive that not everybody can actually, use them. or buy them to actually do this stuff. So it's weird. So finally, we have MetaHuman Animator for Android, but still needs like a very hardcore Android, right? You need like a S24 or something like that, like an Ultra, or I don't know.
Yep, very expensive still.
Not as expensive as an iPhone, but still, very steep up, to actually create something, It's weird.
Yep. Yeah, when you can just, obviously, if you're going to be doing this for a company or something like that, you're going to get a full camera scan of the actor to turn it into a MetaHuman, or someone at the company is going to have an iPhone. But if you're doing this on your house, there are a bazillion apps that will do 3D scanning. And you just need to stay very still, have a very good lighting setup, and have someone just move around your face with a camera and take pictures. And then you send that into the app, and then you get a 3D model of your face, and then you put it into MetaHuman, and you're done. And that's pretty much free because you don't need to do anything.
Now, things like Scan Reality is the one from Reality Scan.
Yeah, but that's not free.
Yeah, it's free, but it's also only for iPhones, right?
I'm unaware, but I don't think that Reality Scan is free.
You know what? I don't know if we're referring to the same thing. Like Reality Scan used to be not free. It used to be paid, but now it's free. They actually release it free, It actually went by with no one actually knowing about it. I'm actually doing like a news for next week for it, because it is now actually free. Both, not only Reality Scan, but Scan Reality. I can't remember the actual name of the one for iPhone. Oh, I do have it here, so I can actually check it out.
Reality Capture is now renamed into Reality Scan.
And it's free. Reality Scan is the one for iPhone. So they actually killed the other one, the other identity of Reality Scan. And now it's completely for free. And even you can now even download it from the launcher. The same as Twinmotion. It's at the end of the tabs. You have Unreal Engine, we have Twinmotion, and we have now Reality Scan. And you install it, and you can use it for free. If whatever you do doesn't produce you more profits than $1 million annually, if I'm not mistaken, maybe it's 100,000. Let me check it out.
Does it work on Android?
Now, mind you, this thing is another thing. This Reality Scan is a different thing than the app for iPhone. This is the version that runs in your PC.
I have this.
What do you have, Luma?
No.
Oh no, that's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one that you suggest me, it's even better because it works with video, not just with images and stuff like that. But now, allegedly, this thing is 100% for free. It does say it where? Licensing. Here it is. Under $1 million USD in revenue, it's for free. Individuals and small business with less than 1 million USD annual gross revenue. And it's annual, so it renews annually, the same as everything from Epic now. And for educators like us and schools, it's revenue limits free.
I wonder if this actually works.
You know what? It's amazingly good. Like the actual scans that I saw from Reality Scans are amazing because they work with both LiDAR and photographic information. So it gets the best from both worlds. Like you get the how it's called, good sense of measurements that you can have from LiDAR, and you have the good detail that you can have from a picture. So for things like scanning like an object, it really doesn't matter. But when you need to scan like a whole building or a monument or a huge structure, to have good measurements with a LiDAR, it's like very, very important. So this thing actually combines both, and it's quite amazing. What I've seen captured with this, well, so everything from Quixel Megascans uses reality scan, or use the formerly named reality scan software. I don't know if they are using this one. They might, but yeah. But this is the heavy stuff. This is the one that you had to buy credits and upload it somewhere, and you get like the results in a couple of hours. This is the good one. This is not the one that you carry on your phone. You can use like DLSR quality pictures, big megapixels to create something from here, and it's amazing. And this one again is not connected with a Sketchfab or stupid things like that. You get the actual results right there on your computer. So yeah, they actually announced it, and it's ready. So now let's finally come to the where did I create it? Well, it's not here. All right, so let's do it again. Performance. There we go. Yep. Footage test. With human identity. These. Yeah, whatever. Save everything. And process. So will these work? The eye is completely broken. It doesn't know what it's doing there at all. It has no eyelid whatsoever. All right, now the actual eyelid is there. That was weird. It actually blinked and it appeared. It's looking completely to the void. It is not reading the position of the pupils or the eyes. It looks up on every cut. That's weird. And then it cannot engage. Look at that! Look at that! What the hell? What the? All right, so these may not be like a good way of creating a metahuman at all. So far, so good. It's not that bad. How can you stop these from moving? Is like that? Oh yeah, that's it. All right, so stop. Stop. That's it. Estimated performance. So the eyes are not that bad. The mouth is really, really good. Nose is nowhere near where it should be. And what about here? The mouth is perfect. Here the nose is a little bit better. Eyes are not really good aligned. But the full face shape, this side is not that bad. This side is completely awful. Like there is a huge gap here. It's iffy. It is not perfect at all. Yeah, this is one of the best. Yeah, the shape of the eyes is not good. The whole shape of face is awful. So no, this was a good try, but yeah, no prize. Well, buy an iPhone.
Or use reality scan.
Yeah, or now use Reality Scan. That is free. Both will do wonders. Right. Goodbye, Natron. You were good, but not good enough. All right, so that's it. That was like an intense 2 very boring hours. Hopefully, yeah. Hopefully someone knows that should not be doing this at all. All right, man. Hopefully this is going to get better in time. I'm going to keep trying. I think that I'm on to something. It's simply not there yet. I'm going to keep trying and see if I can refine these to something that is less wacky and more predictable.
I just scanned my mouse and sent it to reality scan to see if it actually does a good job. Can we get...
Wait, so you're telling me that the reality scan on my phone now sends stuff to the reality scan on my PC?
I don't know. I just sent it and it said uploading to server, and now it says processing, and it's doing 50%. And I'm gonna see what it gives me once it's done. It was a awful job that I did of scanning the mouse because I couldn't care less. But I want to see what it can do from scratch, because if this is actually free and it can create an FBX, that's a kind of a game changer. Because I was using the other app, but this one is the one that Epic uses, so, and Quixel uses.
Yep. Yeah. The one on the desktop is the good stuff. Did it send it to you?
What do you mean?
Did it was sent to Reality Scan?
Oh, I don't know. I don't have installed the thing on my computer.
Oh.
I'm just using the iPhone, the phone app. It's processing. It's 100%. I want to see the mesh. I want to see what it did.
Oh, well, if you're using that, I don't know if it's going to be sent to the Reality Scan stuff. It's going to be sent to Sketchfab.
You can switch away from the app and come back anytime. Processing 100%. Your scan will be ready soon. Step 2 out of 3. I mean, I'm guessing I'm gonna get a viewer here on the phone where I can check the actual mesh. Oh, we went from 100% to 87% now. That's interesting.
As it should.
What? Oh, downloading. 8%, 99. This is your model. Oh God. I mean, that was a pretty good job for the shit that I gave it.
Show me.
87,000 poly count.
That's not bad.
Look at that.
That's not bad.
And I asked it to make it a shitty resolution, and also the textures are 4K, so it looks awful, obviously, but because I did a very bad job. But I mean, the
actual lighting
are great.
might be the thing that is the most broken.
It has a hole in it.
Yeah,
I didn't even take pictures of it from every. Oh, I'm doing a terrible job. I didn't even take pictures from every angle. It has a hole there. But it did a very good job. I mean, look at this. It even has the little letters here on the side. Yeah, that's pretty good. Taking a good job, making a good job with this, it might actually do.
Yeah.
It even recognized the wiring and everything. Like the shape of the object is exactly what it is. The actual like polygons are absolutely horrendous. But again, I took 3 pictures and then 2 more, and then I did like this, and it was terrible. So if you put something in the middle of your living room and then you put it on a banquet, on like a stool, and then you just move around it, and then you do up and then you do down, with good lighting, with no shadows casting on it, it should be fine.
Yeah, the thing actually produced like a report, and actually you can actually check it, and it will let you know where pictures are missing. Like it will start kind of
putting the hey, 5 of these are shit. Do you still want to do it? Yeah, go.
Yeah. But it's great. Like reality scan. Now it's gonna be weird because now we're talking about reality scan on the phone, and now we have reality scan on the desktop. So nobody's gonna know what you're talking about at any rate.
Oh, they're probably connected though.
There might. What I know is that the reality scan on the desktop will actually, you should input raw pictures, and that's it. And that is for not for the faint-hearted, because you're going to be like in the field taking pictures. You would never know if you need more or less pictures, so you're going to be clickety until you run out of space on your SD, because it's not only when you get there that you're going to know if you had enough, right? With the phone app, it will actually, as soon as you keep on taking picture, it will let you know if it's ready or not, or if it has enough or not. Which, it's going to be the way to go. Now, the one from the desktop, even though you're not going to have any sort of feedback while you're taking the pictures, the actual results are amazingly good. They're really, really the best in the market.
All right. We'll see what happens.
Yep, that's it.
That's it.
It was a very, very long and very, unsuccessful, but not everything needs to be a success. Normally, what you do with science is, go somewhere and find out that it's, a close, a dead end, and that's good enough. Knowing that you should not be doing that.
Yeah, I am. I was defeated today too by Unreal Engine, by both the new cloth editor and the. I was defeated by something else that I can't recall now. What did I not make work today? I could not make the editing skin weights within the cloth work with the wardrobes, and
that is with Chaos.
I could not use, like, they launched the new cloth documentation, and they have 3 new nodes, which are a paint map, which you essentially paint white what you want to fix, and then you set the skinning, and then you get the skinning, and then you correct the skinning, and you do relax or hammer or whatever. I could not get any of those to work. Like, I put relax on 70 million subdivisions. It doesn't do anything. I tried hammer, I tried prune, I tried everything, and it doesn't do anything. So I don't know in which of those 4 nodes I'm messing up. So I couldn't get that to work. And then when I got the edit skin weights to work, which works, but it's awful to work with weight painting in Unreal Engine. It's absolutely horrendous. I figured out that if you create a wardrobe and you already put it into a metahuman, you're dead. That wardrobe is never going to be updated again, at least not in the weight painting situation. It will get updated if you change something, like, for example, we were changing the masks for the body. But at least the weight painting was not being changed at all as I was making changes onto it. It does work, because when you create a new metahuman and then you drag the wardrobe in, it actually does work. I saw the changes on that new metahuman, but in an old metahuman, the same exact wardrobe stood as if it were not updated, which is super strange. I tried turning it off, turning it back on. I tried deleting it. I tried re-adding it. I tried everything. What I found today was the library where you put all of your clothing, and then they will be there for every metahuman. I also tried that to see if that would fix it, and it did not fix it. So I don't think that's intended, probably. And I don't think it's a problem from the wardrobe, because it did work on a new metahuman, so it's not a problem with the wardrobe. I think I don't know what it is.
I have no idea. Really want to know, where are the DNA files, because that would solve tons of stuff, because the DNA will have everything about your metahuman, so you're not going to be stuck with a metahuman asset is in the actual My Metahuman or Metahuman Creator asset. But the thing is that I don't know where they are, Well, I think one of the big issues is that the DNA file is not an asset for Unreal Engine. It's an actual text, file that is outside of Unreal Engine. So Unreal Engine won't, read it out and show it to you in the actual content browser. But if it's there, and every time you create one metahuman, supposedly there is an actual DNA file being written somewhere, but I don't know where that is. If you find it, that will solve tons of stuff, because once your metahuman is ready, all you need to do is, if you want to create another one just like it, and what I mean by just like it is having both everything, the hair, the clothing, and everything about it, the skin and all that is not like conforming, because conforming, then you still lose like all the materials and everything that you did for your metahuman. The actual DNAs have all that, but where is it? I don't know. It's a bit of a mystery to me.
Well,
if you find those, then everything is going to be fine.
We'll have to wait for 5.7, I guess.
Oh my God, they are putting so much.
Yeah.
How it is called?
Hype. Effort.
Yeah, into 5.7. It better be good. It better be good.
Yeah. I need them to make a second pass on the Metahuman Creator. It's not there yet.
No.
A second
it is
and
fun.
maybe a third pass, actually.
Yeah, it is fun, but it's not performing. So.
Yeah, it's not. It's what happened today. I am mind blown that it doesn't take the update on skinning on wardrobes. I was like, oh God, this kills the entire workflow. This means that you cannot make a mistake because you'll need to redo your entire metahuman, which makes no sense at all. But, I don't think it's intended. I think it's a bug. Obviously, this is the first iteration of the tool that we get, so it's probably experimental at best. And is for sure not ready for production, or at least not yet. But yeah, they need to sit down and get a second pass going. Anyways, it's been 2 hours. We should go have dinner.
Sure thing. Sure thing. I was just checking out.
Yeah.
Let me just find this really fast, and I will answer my own question. Where you have the options to export the unified metahuman, I don't know if there is the DNA export. That might solve tons of stuff. Yeah, save. Oh, damn it. Well, it's not bad. It just have like 2 DNAs, one for the face and one for the body, which is not ideal. We should have like a unified DNA, but this is good. Like this will solve your issue because, not solve it, but at least work around it, because you don't have to recreate your metahuman from scratch. You can load the DNA, and the DNA will bring everything with it.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yes. Yes, you're right.
It's not great, but yeah,
It sucks, but it is a good workaround. Yeah, I'll put a note down on that one. That's actually a good idea. I'm burned out. I have my brain is actually destroyed after today. I was hours on end doing all of that stuff, and it didn't work in the end. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so defeated by this.
Yeah, it happens.
But yeah. But you were not on the talks that Epic gave today, right?
No, I wasn't there.
About the new exporting DNA will help us not redo the entire metahuman.
Yeah.
So I asked them a couple questions. I didn't get many answers, but Jamie was there. So I went into, and she answered, hey, I'm noting all these down and I'll send them to the team because these are great questions. She was doing the presentation on metahuman. So I reached out on LinkedIn to ask her. And then I sent her my entire day saying, hey, this is broken, this is broken, this is broken, this is, how does this work? I don't even understand this. Oh, that's the other thing that defeated me. I could not make the cloth on cloth constraint work that they are using on The Witcher. And the problem at that point is, am I just bashing my head against the wall and they were using 5.7 and it works in 5.7 and I'm just dumb and I'm wasting my time? Because
I think that is not for 5.6.
Yeah, I think at that point I was like, yeah, this might just be something that works in 5.7 and it's still not there in 5.6 and I am just wasting my time. But the thing is, they uploaded documentation, right? So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna follow this documentation. Documentation sucks, by the way, very badly done. No videos, no nothing, no step-by-step.
Yeah.
They just click on the node, they tell you what to put into it, but they don't show you where to wire it. They don't show you why. They don't tell you what are they doing. Very, very bad documentation, sadly, on Epic. Always has been, but it's terrible now because it's a mix between 5.4, Unreal Engine 4, 5.6, things that they say or they claim that are in 5.6, but they're clearly not working and they're in 5.7. Anyways, I'll stop there because I could ramble for 7 hours about this, but it was a terrible day.
I know. Well, you know how it is.
Yep, I know.
Well,
All right.
Love you all. Thank you, Franco. Be good to everybody. And yeah, see you on the next one. Bye.
Bye-bye.